Okay, Ramanji, then how can people put an end to this state terror?
Yes, I think it is only the people who can put an end to this state terror. Firstly, they cannot rely on the state itself to come up with a solution for state terror, because it is clear that the state needs to terrorize the people just to be there, just to preserve itself. So in their own self-interest, the ruling class will be again and again using state terror as a weapon. So we cannot rely on the states appointing investigative commissions, because n number of commissions they have appointed already, and none of them, they have come up with all kinds of facts and findings and evidences, but no action has been taken. None of them, even if the recommendations were, to one level exposing the state and pointing fingers at who are the guilty, still no action has been taken. That is because the state is all powerful, and there is no mechanism in the current political process for people to act and demand that the state, the highest level officers in the state, the highest level of politicians, the highest level of ministers and in the executive, even if it be the Prime Minister, and the state itself, its security apparatus, its judiciary, all of them have to be punished, because together they have been organizing these genocides, and again they have committed these crimes against the people. But how will it be done if the current political process does not allow people to even question these things? They don't have any control. All that the people can do is that every few years they can vote this or that party to power, and then wait for that party to do something for them. And we have seen many parties come to power since 1984. After 1984, Rajiv Gandhi became the Prime Minister, and after that many regimes changed. Both Congress and BJP have been in power, but then none of them have acted in the interest of the people. None of them have acted to create mechanisms for the people to prevent state terror. None of them have taken any step in creating legislation which can put the guilty behind bars. And none of them have created conditions where political parties can be prevented from using terror and muscle power to force people to vote for this or that political party. So the state apparatus functions like an authority, which cannot be questioned. Just because it is an authority, it says that I will not allow the right to conscience of people. People cannot question me, cannot question my authority. In fact, even the Constitution sanctifies this authority of the state. Like there are lots of, they say that the Constitution provides for human rights. It provides for the fundamental rights of the people. But every clause in the Constitution overrides these fundamental rights and creates all kinds of excuses and justifications where security forces can go and terrorize the people. So all the laws that we are having today, the black laws and many laws which continue from colonial times, have all the justification of the Constitution. So if it is people who can really put an end to this, and only by the empowerment of the people that we can find a solution, that we can end state terror. But what I mean from the empowerment of people is that people can be empowered only if the entire political process is changed. It has to be fundamentally changed, and a new political process has to be created where people have power in their hands, where they can make their legislation, where they have the right to select and elect candidates, where they have the right to recall elected representatives, and where they can really organize themselves to question whoever is the perpetrator of the crimes. They should have the power and the authority to put behind bars anybody who has been proved to be the guilty, who has proved to have organized state terror. So it doesn't matter whether it is the Prime Minister himself or the highest level, because any legislation which really protects the people has to respect the principle of command responsibility, where the government, the highest level of officers and the state who were behind the state terror can be really punished, can be put on the dock. So such a political process has to be created, and Lokra Sangathan is doing its utmost to mobilize people to think about such a political process and to devise ways in which they can organize themselves in such a way that they can start acting for their own, to protect their own interests, to protect their rights, to protect their national democratic rights, and organize themselves into samitis which can really question, which can really take action against any violation of the rights of the people.